Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the North American Overwatch Open. I'm Jarisar. ZP is here next to me, and we have the semi-final on our hands between Liquid and Luminosity. And so far, the match has not disappointed. Luminosity may be the slightly stronger team on paper, and Liquid, as we predicted, well, they're 0-1 down at the moment, but they did actually give Luminosity a good run for their money.
Anytime you have a payload map that's within a minute, that is a good game. There's no other way of saying it. But for LG, they did look good. They definitely looked a little bit stronger, and now they have that one-game buffer where we are going to be going to Hollywood for the next map, a little bit more of the tried and true. And LG has usually done pretty darn good on Hollywood, so this is going to be a test for Liquid, and just so you guys know the stakes here is that this is a best out of 3. Should Liquid fall here, that is it. They're out of the tournament, and LG will be on another fated matchup against C9. Two teams have also played against each other quite a bit here in the North American scene.
Now, we just saw, of course, Watchpoint Gibraltar. ZP, based on what you saw there, was it a case of Team Liquid was just falling ever so slightly short, or is it actually one or two players in particular you're looking to step up the game if they wanted to take LG to a third game here?
It was really close. I mean, in the end, I don't want to harp on because he's an excellent tank player, excellent normally what he does, but really I thought Liquid had a much better shot at there, but you just sort of had that last moment pick-off where ID went a little bit too deep, and it didn't work out. I think if that fight goes a little bit differently, Liquid could have held there. So I don't know if Liquid, from their perspective, is looking at saying, man, we need to change things up, because they had a lot to be proud of in that last map. It came down to one fight. There's variability in FPS games, and fortunately for Liquid, did not roll on their side.
All right. Well, I mean, if you're going to take Luminosity all the way to, well, a little bit of variability and it didn't roll, I think you're absolutely right. They need to have the belief and the confidence to keep doing what they're doing best. We are on Hollywood now, as you guys can see, for map number 2. Just to recap, if Luminosity are able to take this map, they will enter the grand finals, and they will be going up against Cloud9 for a spot in the Overwatch Open playoffs, so they get seeded straight through. And Team Liquid are fighting to stay in the tournament. They have to win the next 2 maps in a row. So here we go, Seagull once again on Genji.
And here we go. Here is the true test here. Will a point A defense be successful? Liquid has had some bright spots on their point A Hollywood defenses in recent times, so we'll see if they can keep that up here. LG, of course, looking to do what every team likes to do here and just take this on the first push as offense. They are moving forward. Historically, though, LG, one of the more defensive teams in how they handle situations like this. Has never been one to blitz right in the Hollywood. Might be a little bit different in the current meta. But for now, they are taking their time looking for that poke. Not at all inclined to be super aggro. And Seagull just having a little bit of back and forth here with Kefri. And oh man, Kefri's on the assault. He might have bit off more than he can chew. Pooch is able to take him out with the aid of Seagull. And now a 6v5 opportunity here is out for LG. A
little bit awkward, because Seagull had Discord Orb on him up top, and Kefri was hunting him down. But as soon as he went down, the situations were reversed, and Kefri was the one who became the prey. We have the collapse here coming in from LG, though. Seagull looking for a couple of kills, and we're trying to... Mezzer actually losing a lot of hit points there. He's going to be the first person to go down. Milo actually taking him out. ID in a little bit of trouble as well, and he gets killed. AZK, though, trying to fight back, picking off Gods, which is big, but he goes down himself, and right now LG with 3 ultimates available as well, can use them at will, but not going to, seeing if they can save just in case they need them for later, and the point A hold. Unfortunately, ZP, the dream goes on.
Really, that came down to Kefri there. Kefri got way over aggro and chasing Seagull. He thought he had a kill. He did not have the kill. And then for Liquid, you're stuck defending that 65 where Seagull's still at full HP. It's just really rough because LG is a team that are on offense. They can cheat a little bit and just roll forward without really caring because they knew they had that advantage. You can't give up a pick for free in this game. It is brutal. Seagull did get a little bit aggro there, got taken out by Zahang, and now that Seagull is down, despite all the ults up for LG, they don't want to use him while he's dead. And Liquid's going to have an opportunity to get on the rooftop and try and stabilize this, even as LG is on the rooftop themselves.
Yeah, and Gods are maybe buying a little bit of time here, just trying to make sure the rest of Liquid are cowering, getting away from Deadeye. That actually buys Seagull a little bit of time to regroup with the team as well. You can see the entirety of Luminosity on the high ground. We were talking about this a little earlier during the break. They get to choose when they want to engage, and the entire time, in the meantime, Liquid are going to have to deal with whatever they pick. Enigma, though, is going to be the first person to pop down, and it doesn't look like that's boded very well for him. Mezzer actually takes him out with basically no consequences. Kefri, though, is a little bit flirting with danger.
Yeah, the problem is that they use a Graviton for only 1 kill there. That is not the greatest use of Graviton. It's better than getting nothing, but here comes Seagull on the prowl. Dragonblade at the ready. ID, though, has none to do with it. Takes him out immediately. Deadeye from Gods here on the top, looking for skulls. Not able to get it quite just yet.
Enigma swapped off onto Reaper, by the way, as well, as soon as that Diva kill was actually made. And double kill at the moment for Liquid. They're gaining momentum. Meza and AZK getting a kill for each other. And to Hang now, if there's a team fight coming off the back of this, he's got Transcendence as well.
I'm going to say this was really well played by Liquid, but also misplayed a bit by LG. They had such an ult advantage going in there. Unfortunately, Seagull got picked a little bit in the back. The team had the back out as a result. They weren't able to just overpower Liquid with sheer ultimate advantage, and now things are kind of reset here. Neither team with a whole lot of ults in their name. Liquid has a Transcendence. That's about it. And LG is going to have to crack the streets phase the old-fashioned way, but even if they do right now, Joro, they've arguably cost themselves about 2 minutes, which is a big win for Liquid and a big loss for LG.
You're exactly right, CP. I mean, if you take a look at before and after, would you prefer high ground advantage plus ult versus no high ground advantage and fewer ults? So that's really what it's come down to here, and time has been taking the entire time with that has been happening. Liquid now collapsing in onto LG, looking for the pickoff. Gods managed to get taken down by AZK. Seagull looking for some kills now to try and salvage the situation. Liquid at the moment playing with 5 versus 4. Seagull from up above though, and he's got the sword out. Anything can happen.
Seagull moving in. He's going to force out the Transcendence coming out here from Dahang. Doesn't get a whole lot of the Earth Shatter, just stopping Seagull in his tracks. And Mezar is just holding that for the right situation. And stopping a rampaging Genji, that is the right situation. So Liquid, they did have to blow a little bit to deal with that, but it was well worth it. They'll keep their positioning here, and Seagull going to be left with that Dragon Blade. And by the way, that's not Seagull's fault. That's just they used more ults to counter his Dragon Blade. That's it.
Yep, and I mean, we know how much a Dragon Blade can do. We don't even need Seagull to show us that. So many Genjis have done that last week and this week. Very, very powerful at the moment. So LG now really needing to complete the streets phase relatively quickly. Liquid are actually stalling for quite a long time here. And Kefri, if he happens to have some high ground, he's got Death Blossom available as well. So we're going to be looking to see if he can clutch something out. A lot of back and forth at the moment, but both teams sitting behind the shield, waiting for a perfect opportunity. Neither side really breaking through just yet.
Let's take a look at Kefri right now. Kefri definitely has been setting up here for a Death Blossom opportunity. Minstrel Ray, the speed boost him out. When that opportunity happens, Kefri gets the backline, takes out Dummy for free. Dummy did not know he was there, got caught unawares. 2 kills here for the side of Liquid. And when you lose your Zenyatta first in the fight, actually hanging in the fight is going to be rough. Enigma and Gods are trying to do their best, but Gods, as soon as he takes down AZK, meets ID, who without charge is still fearsome here on the Zarya, and that's going to be a hold for Liquid. And the one upside for LG, even though they only have about maybe one really good push left given their ults and they're going to blow them in the next fight, they do have a lot of ults to bear.
Yeah, I think a lot of that was really trying to get a basically a team fight going, and when the first hero you lose is a Reinhardt with an ultimate available and you're planning for Reaper to come down and use a Death Blossom as a follow-up, you're going to have to rethink that plan and delay a little bit. But Liquid able to hold in the meantime. It's 5 ults versus 5 ults. The next team fight is going to end up being a pixel explosion.
Right, and here's for ID. If ID can land a good Graviton, that's going to be it. He does have to worry about that Graviton being deflected if Seagull is looking for it. But fireworks will be flying here. The winner of this team fight will probably, well, for LG, they'll get further. For Liquid, they'll end the map. Graviton comes out. Doesn't really get as much as he's looking for here from the Liquid side. That's going to be it. No one dying from that. The Transcendence already out. Sound Barrier already out. LG playing this really well with Seagull moving in. Takes out AZK. Gods with the fall through. Seagull in the back still slicing, dicing. Gets the double kill. Enigma fought through it. Kefri explodes! A quad kill from Kefri in the back! Denies LG! 5 kills for Kefri! Oh my goodness!
That is absolutely the breakthrough they were looking for. Kefri being a little bit quiet for most of the day today, but he has come on in an big way here, and now all of a sudden that could end up being the difference maker for the entire map. 15 seconds left to go.
It's so rare for one player to bring things back in that situation. LG had that, and Kefri stole it away. Either way, though, LG's moving in. It's not all over yet. Enigma has a Death Blossom of his own. Here we go, though. This fight will be deterring it all. LG, good job for them getting back in time. Gods takes out AZK. Seagull on the Minstrel, getting a revenge kill. So 64 in favor of LG. They're moving it forward. Enigma being patient behind the Reinhardt, not rushing anything, even though he does have that ult. Moves in, helps take out people in the hotel,
Gods.
and Gods finishing up with the 3K. So LG, despite that huge setback by Kefri, able to pull things out at the last minute.
And that was a good recovery from LG, really. When you see that kind of thing going on in the kill feed, oh my god! Oh my god, quite literally. I mean, following up the 3K with another 2 coming on in here. He is on an absolute rampage, now being supported by Enigma as well. Seagull getting a kill for good measure, and Liquid are being forced all the way back here. Kefri first, now Gods. We are being treated to some fantastic individual performances here.
And for Liquid, they look a little bit out of sorts here. They thought they might have had the hold. They were doing so well in the Streets phase, but they have to do it one more time. But unfortunately, this is LG's window right now. We talk about windows to win the game. This is it. They have the ult advantage. They have only a minute 20 left. This fight needs to go well for LG. They will not get a better opportunity. Godzo eats a lot of poker early on, almost goes down. Enigma with the backup does take out AZK. Seagull in the backline on the ID. A one-player advantage for LG. Dragonblade now out for Seagull. Looking to slam the door on this game. Gets to hang. Looking for more. Gets on the Mezar. A double kill for Seagull. Lucio in his sights. Has to back out. But still, big advantage here to LG. They are taking advantage of their window. They are moving in. And Kefri goes down. LG looking really good right now, Juro. They might finish this map out after all.
Discord Orb on Lucio, allowing them to clean up there as well. So that's 4, and now we have to trickle in on the point to hang. Coming in with the Transcendence. They need to stall this for as long as possible. But 40 seconds plus overtime is a big, big ask for Team Liquid right now. LG winning the team fight. 5 out of 6 players gone. Minstrel last person standing, and that is another wipe LG will be able to comfortably complete.
They finish it out, and by the way, it's not a time of 8:30. It's a little bit longer than that because there was overtime. Of course, the people running the timer will account for that, Emma, but I would guess it's more in the realms of about an 8:45 to 8:50 time to beat. So really, the upside here for Liquid is, okay, you didn't get the full hold. That's unfortunate. That would have been almost map over right there. However, you do have a lot of time to come in here on your offense, so long as you're able to complete the map, the odds are you'll beat LG's time.
If Kefri did what he did 5 seconds later.
Yeah.
Not like you'd want to delay something like that, of course, because that was play of the day, dare I say. Absolutely beautiful stuff coming in from that Reaper. 8 minutes and 52 seconds confirmed as the time to beat here.
All right, and for Liquid, we'll see what they do on the offense. Given the history of point A attacks right now, you would expect Liquid to take this in the first point or two, but LG has shown resilience in their defenses right now where I wouldn't necessarily write them out. I do think in implementing Roadhog for first point Hollywood defense is really smart. You take a look at the rest of the defense that they are coming out with here. It is going to be Gods on the Reaper, Milo on Reinhardt, Pooks on Lucio, Seagull on Junkrat, and Dummy on Zenyatta. And just to elaborate, I said Enigma on Roadhog is smart. The reason why I say that is that Roadhog can sort of stuff pushes immediately just with one quick pickoff, and it's difficult to sort of prevent that initial hook in all the time. So for Enigma, all he has to do is get a little bit lucky, hope that someone goes a little bit too far out from his shield, get that pick off, and he's almost assured his team of winning that fight to begin with. So sure. I do think he's pretty good on first point defenses. Well,
we'll see what happens. We have the full Aussie going on for defense. Seagull and Enigma could be running the show here. Liquid, of course, looking to break through. Kefri, once again, going to be playing a little bit of Widowmaker and ID on an offensive Junkrat as well. So there will be a lot of damage for all to share as we look forward to the second half here of Hollywood.
Alrighty, so Liquid's offense in the blue, going to be on the way. And because they're running the Widowmaker here, a lot is going to depend on Kefri landing that first pick. ID in the offensive Junkrat is interesting. It's just to sort of spam LG, make them feel less comfortable. Let's see what Kefri does here. He's going to be looking for that grapple shot in just a moment. It is a Widow staple here on this map. Here he goes. Grapple on the way. Will he get what he's looking for? No. LG knows the Widow is coming here, so they're just not giving Kefri anything to shoot at.
Yeah, there was actually nothing to shoot at there. He was going, right, I'm ready. Oh, there's no one here. Never mind. So we're going to be moving on through now, trying to move very close to the payload. Now, Meza, though, going very low with his shields, and now he starts swinging the hammer. It looks like this could end up being a collapse from Liquid, but the rest of the team actually quite far behind Meza right now. Need to be a little bit careful to bunch up. Getting 4 kills, though, in a row, and Kefri managing to pick one up on Gods as well. Big damage dealer, but ID really providing the sustain damage.
Well, what opened that up there is that Kefri, he hit the jackpot. He took out Seagull as the first kill of that fight, and went up against LG with how much of a pain Seagull's Junkrat is. If you can catch Seagull unawares and hit him with the Widow, it is huge. Fans Widow, though, feel sad because Kefri, he is off that Widowmaker, now going the Reaper. Switch-ups coming in here from the Liquid side. ID now to Winston, off Junkrat.
And now it becomes a case of, great, where are we going to see the setup on the second point here? So LG are all on top of the general store. They are not messing around at all. They want to make sure they have the high ground to as much advantage as possible. So they're going to be looking for the correct opportunity to move down and take the first all kill on Liquid. It looks like it is about to start. They're moving down onto the first floor, still not fully on the ground. A little bit of an intermediate set, maybe trying to bait out ultimates, but not succeeding in doing that so far. Enigma taking some damage, but able to heal up. And LG at the moment, a little non-committal. And, wow, little bit of a standoff, to be honest, because both teams still have the shields available, but Enigma, God's actually getting a double kill at the same time he goes down, and it is turning into a series of mini engagements here.
Well, Gods right now is actually feasting. That's a triple kill. He has Kefri in his sights, wants the fourth. He is eating well tonight. Gods was able to break that wide open. Anytime you kill the enemy shield tank and the enemy McCree, not only have you taken away the one way that people can hide from your McCree poke, they've also taken out their most important counter poker. So Gods hit his biggest threats, went in there, is able to finish things out. Now Liquid, they are right by the respawn. They do have a lot of ults in their favor, so they are stopped only for a little bit. And they do have a lot of tools going into the next fight.
Well, we'll see if they can make that happen. Like we said before, having the ultimates is one thing. You still need to be able to use them, though. Here comes Seagull. Are we going to be seeing the sword coming out of him? We have Lucio starting things off here, so Pooks really trying to engage from LG, and Seagull saving his ultimate by the looks of things. They are trying to stagger that. We've already got a 6v4 situation. They want to be able to keep it so that they can win a second team fight. I like that decision from them, but there are 5 out of 6 ultimates now from Liquid. This is going to be a very interesting follow-up.
For Liquid, they have a lot of tools going in here. I don't think they have the greatest way of dealing with Seagull right now. You look at what they have, it's really all on AZK. AZK has to be the one to deal with everyone's favorite ninja. Winston going to be leaping in to put a little bit more pressure onto that, chasing him down. Seagull, though, fighting right back, does not care about Discord or Winston. And here comes Dragonblade. Seagull looking to put the dagger in this fight right now. Milo already took out the hang. They're down a Zen. Seagull slicing and dicing, but AZK will take him out. Was on that Genji duty. Pretty back and forth here, but so far this hasn't been the greatest fight for Liquid. They're also still being very stingy with their ultimates. They don't really like what they're seeing, and they're going to hold it for the next fight.
Kefri on 62 hit points in the middle there. Couldn't really do very much with it. There are all 6 ultimates available for Liquid, but that is no good if they're trickling in. 3 people alive at any one time, and like you said, ZP, LG are going to hold this, but there will definitely be a very, very scary follow-up from Liquid here. How are they going to use it? They basically didn't use the toolbox. They were waiting for the opportunity, and maybe when the first couple of picks came in, they were like, okay, let's wait till next time.
The reason why they're holding all this too is that they don't have the biggest sense of urgency. They still have 3 minutes left. They know they have a lot of time on the map. Now they can't get too complacent, but here comes Winston. He's going to the top. He's trying to just knock people off the rooftop. Doing an okay job, I guess, but will fall right away. Both teams 5-5. Gods is down, though, so they're down to McCree. Earthshatter right now does come in here from Milo. LG trying to open things up here. Does not really succeed. Mezar still holding on to his Earthshatter, and here comes Kefri. Deathloss on the way with the Earthshatter combo. Takes out 2. Minstrel even adding a little bit on as Lucio. And Liquid saving their ults is working out, but will this D.Va ult strike Pager? No, people are able to dodge right out of it.
Very, very nicely played there, and Kefri being the one who makes the eventual breakthrough as Liquid now continuing to poke away at LG, and it doesn't look like Enigma is going to be long for this world. He goes down as well, 6 alive versus 4, and Liquid will be able to push through to the final point now with just over 4 minutes remaining.
Again, for Liquid, that's why I don't think they were really under stress in that last part. They know they have a lot of time, and LG, they need to be careful. They were a little bit too far out. They did beat some kills here to start things out. Both Gods and Seagull are down, and when you're down your DPS, guess what? You can't poke Liquid back here as they're moving forward. The only upside for LG is that there was the entire gate opening process, so the payload was not moving forward. They will have time to regroup here, but it's still a little bit rough because they did give up more defensive positioning that they could have secured.
And this is going to have to be a big, big hold for LG. Remember, guys, if they want to go straight through to the grand final now, they have to hold this position for 3.5 whole minutes here. Both teams basically expending all of their ultimates with the exception of Deadeye. So we'll see what Liquid want to do as an engage. We're now moving on in. They want to take the fight all the way to LG, looking for kills with Deadeye. Won't be able to get it at the moment. Still stuck behind the shield of Reinhardt, being very composed and patient on the side of LG. Enigma getting a little bit of poking damage, but nothing too out of the ordinary. And Seagull looking for the pick off on Kefri. That'll be a big damage dealer. He goes down, but Minstrel picks up the pieces, and Gods with a double kill.
Yep, Gods does get the double kill, is forcing people back. AZK saying, I've had enough of this, will rotate back. And this is interesting coming out here, the situation. Liquid knows they have a lot of time, but realistically, if you break it down to team fights, they have about 3 solid attempts here. And team-wise, neither team's super great here, so this is a decent opportunity for Liquid. If they lose this, they're going to power up LG, and LG will probably be able to win the next fight for free. So there is a lot at stake here in this fight. They need to win it with nuts and bolts. Transcendence is out from the hang, letting AZK be more aggressive. So it's 65. It's a very good start for Liquid here just far. But the counter Transcendence is out from LG. Both teams spraying out, and we'll see how this goes. But next kill, though, might decide this, especially if that kill goes to Liquid. And look at Kefri, he's sneaking around the back.
He is indeed. He's looking for those pickoffs. He gets taken down very early on in the engagement, though, not able to get those kills. AZK getting floored by an Earthjetter to hang, providing support from behind, but he is going to have to drop back. 4 players from Liquid have gone down, and you said, ZP, there are 2 or 3 solid pushes in here. Well, that is 1 down and a tick in the box for LG. They have to hold a very long time here, but they've gone through a third of it.
Yeah, and here's the X Factor moving in here. We talk about the ults are up. Soundbear, of course, is up for Liquid and LG. But take a look at Enigma right now. He has a Graviton Surge. He could be the decider here of this game. If he gets a good Graviton, lets LG conserve some of their ultimates, it would be a huge boon. He's waiting for it. Here comes the Graviton. Gets 3 people in right away. AZK, though, takes him out in the process. Seagull does not like what he sees, does not drop down. And Liquid didn't have to use a sound barrier there to deal with that Graviton, so that could not have gone more poorly for LG. They're down a player, they're down Graviton. Seagull comes into the back trying to be the hero, runs right into the sound barrier, does a decent amount of damage, but all of that is damage to the sound barrier instead. Will go down. A 2-kill advantage here for Liquid. They're moving it forward. They still have a minute and a half to cap this still. AZK with the cleanup. Will this be the end of LG here at Hollywood? It is not looking good for them. The Graviton comes out here at the end from ID.
Transcendence from Dummy, not quite able to get the purchase they wanted to here. Liquid now with 5v4, trying to stop LG from delaying this any longer. Zarya doing a good job of consistently being a presence, but Enigma will eventually go down. And Kefri at the moment is looking for more, but Gods has switched on to a Tracer, and he is darting around here, there, and everywhere to try and stop this from getting any further.
That was a little bit of a throw by Liquid towards the end. I think they got a little bit over aggro, thinking they were in the death cleanup phase. It was not quite that way. Enigma did punish him with 2 kills. They do take out Gods here on the Tracer, so they have a 65, but look at the Earth Shatter coming in from Milo. Knocks down 3, gonna bring the other Reinhardt for a ride, takes him out, the Axe Wing. Here comes Milo, W-Mouse 1. Right now, still Liquid staying in it. They are moving forward once more. AZK still on the prowl. It's very close here on the point. Only 23 seconds remain. LG has a real shot of delaying this out. It is very close. Dummy on the Minstrel. AZK looking for the final pickup. This is so close. Graviton, though, comes in from Enigma, sets him up for 2 kills. Back and forth, but LG starting to get the most of this, and they only have to play for 8 more seconds, Joro.
This is so unbelievably close. 5 out of 6 people, though, dead for Liquid. That was a very, very clutch final engagement, and LG will be able to hold out. It was such a long time. There were basically 4 minutes for them to survive on the final point. Liquid had it all to do. They set themselves up for a very, very winnable goal, but LG persevered, and I guess that final fight wasn't just an isolated incident. It was the result of 4 whole minutes of non-stop perseverance there.
Really, I feel like Liquid let that one slip away from them. There was a point there where they had a 6v5 advantage. AZK got more cleanup, put it more in their favor, and I think they just went a little bit too far up towards the spawn door, thinking, all right, we're just going to clean up the last few people and win. Well, they overestimated themselves, and they ended up throwing it away. It was a bit of a choke, I feel like, but it was also very good on LG to actually fight that back. LG didn't go, oh, we're just losing, just throw in the towel, go to the next map. No, LG kept fighting to the end, and that's why you do that, because you never know if a team will overextend and give you an opportunity to get right back into it. And speaking of getting back into it, how are you doing, Alex?
I'm doing good, man. I actually got some sweet and sour sauce on my shirt because
Nice.
I was eating. I was like, oh, okay, it's going to a 3rd map. I was like convinced. I was convinced. I mean, you had 40 seconds. They were millimeters away. Still couldn't close it, I guess. I kind of should have been aware of the Reinhardt's ultimate, but right, I think we have to run with that thread. That's the thread we're going to pull, which is Liquid could have taken that into a 3rd so damn easily. John, your sentiments were they had 4 minutes. Where would we have gone next? It would have been Dorado had we needed it, and like that's anyone's game. It's kind of crazy to think that 2-0 is not going to tell the whole story of how Liquid's so close yet so far.
It absolutely isn't. Liquid, we knew that they were, well, definitely punching above their weight on paper yesterday, defeating TSM to get to this point. Even on the first game where they lost, they were really pushing LG in places perhaps where Luminosity weren't necessarily expecting, and then Hollywood suddenly became such a big challenge. 4 minutes on the last point, Liquid looking very coherent. They did a good job on the streets phase, being very patient, staggering their ultimates, and then at the end, I think ZP put it best. It unfortunately, was it nerves, was it a choke, call it what you will, the level of coordination just started falling apart a bit.
It's actually really funny. There's a lot of memes circulating the internet of like team choke weird, or like this is the universal sign of choking, and it's just a guy with a Team Liquid horse head. Like it's honestly that's Counter-Strike. That's from CS. However, it does feel like it applies. The sentiments can be applied to their Overwatch team in this instance. I mean, if I had shown you Liquid had 4 minutes for the final hill, and I asked you, do you get it? Almost entirely, the entirety of the community would say yes, they should.
Yeah.
Don't manage to close it out. Of course, congratulations to LG. We do have our grand final locked in for North America. A best of 5 between Luminosity and Cloud9. Now that promises to be quite an enticing game for our new viewers who are unfamiliar of just how close this could be. I'll be talking to these guys after the break about it. Are there any closing thoughts on that series as a whole? We're waving goodbye to Liquid this time in the semis.
I mean, closing thoughts, I think we covered most of it that's there. Liquid is a very strong team right now. They certainly played well on Hollywood. It just unfortunate they didn't pull it through. You talked about the entire what was the likelihood of their winning. If you had some really advanced stats for Overwatch where you could say, well, they have a percentage chance of winning. If they got in there 4 minutes, the percentage chance of winning that map was probably 95% plus if you compared to all other map data for teams at that point. And unfortunately, they were the 5% or whatever it might be there. It just didn't work out. But on the same note, anytime you lose like that, it is unfortunate for the players. You feel it badly, but it's still not anywhere near as bad as if, say, LG just stomped them. So they can at least hang their hat on that.
Absolutely, they can. We said it before, we'll say it again. Liquid have already impressed us by getting to this point, by coming into Sunday. Any team that makes it to Sunday of the Overwatch Open has made a very, very big achievement. I mean, that's getting to the second day does mean you've made it to the semi-finals. And of course, if you guys wanted to try and make it to Sunday, you can, heading into FACEIT.com to sign up for next week. Maybe, just maybe, we'll be talking about you next week if you can go ahead and climb through those brackets available at FACEIT.com. Or if you're watching on OverwatchOpen.com. For now, though, we do wave goodbye. And we do come back. We get that final LG and Cloud9 brought by none other than Josh and ZP. We're going to be back in just a moment to bring you all the action.